I was making, $500,000 a year or something like that. And I had lifestyle. And I said, I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I get it.
To go really make something that would change my life and change the life of everyone else.
Yeah.
I played fucking safe.
Yep.
Because I was afraid to lose it all.
That's right.
And you can probably guess what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun. It's the same old story. I think that, I think we all go through journeys. One thing that I would tell you, it's funny where my head went when you started talking. I think a lot about regret. I think one of the most interesting thing about spending time with old people is regret. If you talk to 80 and 90-year-olds, the place where their face really changes is when they talk about what they didn't do or what they wish they did. And here's the punchline. When you get to that age and you're in a retirement home or you're not moving, it's over. And you know it. A lot of us still live on, we can still, like everything we're upset about right now, the majority of us, 99% of us can still do something about it. And that hope drives us. So, it's interesting. It's a really interesting question. You're right. I'm a little weird. I don't know if you ever caught this. I don't talk about it often. I weirdly fantasize of losing everything. As a good thing.
I've actually heard you said, I wish I would, because I can build it back.
Yeah, because to me, I love the build.
Yeah.
Like I think the reason I started Vayner this sports agency, is because everybody thinks it's a joke. That is like Drew Rosenhaus and CAA and Rock Nation, and I'm gonna fucking slice their throats, right? Like to me, I love that. I love the underdog. I hated Tiger Woods, then America started hating him, now I like him because he's finished. I hated Kobe, but then when he got old, I'm like, oh yeah, Kobe. So I love the underdog, I love the climb. So for me, I'm very reverse. I love my vacations before I get there. The second I land on the plane, I start getting upset, right? I live for anticipation and the climb. So I don't think I'm the best person to give advice around golden handcuffs. I'm only comfortable putting the chips in, changing it.
But what do you see from others?
What's that?
What do you see from others? Because you
I see from others people thinking short term.
Yeah.
Do you know how long you're gonna live? When I hear 35-year-olds tell me they're golden handcuffed, I'm like, what are you talking about? And it goes back to the lovely lady that was right before you. People want stuff. Your lifestyle, what was that, right? Is it the house? Is it the country club? Is it the car? Is it the trips?
It's all of it.
Yeah, it's all of it. To me, it's unbelievable. So what I see in others, the answers. I don't need to pontificate on it. I'm just grateful and thankful that I don't have it. And I always wonder how much of that has to do with the same thing I started this with, which is I definitely don't need it for others. I think one of the things that's fascinating me in others is they need the car and the watch and the trophy husband or wife because they want other people to see it. I mean, this is why I pound everybody to love themselves first. I don't need that. I don't want that. I don't care. I love it. It's fine. I like the accolades. I like the attention. I like the attention because of what I put out. I like that people take selfies with me, not because I score 41 points a night in an arena, but because I'm putting out so much good content that brings them value. They're thankful. So when I think about significance, I think about all the money I leave on the table every day to do the Garyvee side hustle thing. My other billionaire friends that build businesses always are weirded out by me. They're like, why are you wasting your time with that? And I'm like, part of it's vanity. I like the admiration. But I tell them all the time, I'm like, look, yeah, you may end up with 940 million and I may end up with 297 million, but a lot more people are gonna show up at my funeral. A lot more people like me. A lot more people are gonna say nice things about me to my kids than they are about you, and that's more important to me.
Yeah. I'll tell you the reason, you said a word that I haven't thought of because it's helped me with the book.
A little louder.
You said regret.
Yes.
And I hadn't thought about this, but the reason I'm writing the book is because of my own regret.
Yep.
And it's because I had that chance to do something big.
Yep.
And I fucked it off.
Here's the coolest part, bro. How old are you?
45.
You have a fuckload more at bats.
I will never retire.
That's fine.
Right?
But you can do 87 more big things.
Yeah.
You may save somebody from getting hit by a truck in 4 years. There's so much to be done. Little and big. There's something very in the air that is manifesting to me that's clear, which is we have a lot of people out there that really pretty much live their lives based on other people's opinions. And I just know that right now somebody's listening or watching who overextended themselves and owns things they can't afford, actually desperately loves their parents. Like, you know, it probably comes from a place of like, secretly, I'd like to still be living with my parents. I like them so much. It'd be nice. You know, I don't feel a burden if I walk through the kitchen and be like, hey mom, like I can live my life, but like it'd be nice to say, hey mom, like I like it. Anyway, nonetheless, I think a lot of people are overextended and I think they could restart. And if they're in the context of you're overextended, you're underwater, you're in debt, you're living too much above your means, you can sell off your home that you bought that was too big for you in the first place, get some level of dollars back or at least get out of debt or a mortgage. Move back in with your parents, which is if you're not worried about your high school friends or your coworkers saying, oh, I'm sorry that you moved back in with your parents. If you can deal with the stigma, well then that's probably a nice way to save some, you know, first of all, again, plenty of parent and children relationships are not great, but plenty are amazing. And
good enough to save the money.
There's millions of relationships out there where both the kid and the parent would think it's the greatest thing that ever happened that the kid came back and lived there for a year or two, including the family, but you know, people have pride or have a preconceived notion that that's unacceptable. That's in the air. And so I'm trying to start conversations that I believe in. I believe there are hundreds of thousands of people who would become miraculously happier if they saw the world in a different way. And did something as practical and as out of left field in at least today's popular society as selling their home, getting back that equity, moving in with their folks for a couple of years and reestablishing a career. You know, one of the big things that I'm passionate about is, are you doing something you enjoy to do? Like happiness and fulfillment has to become a much bigger part of the conversation than financial upside.
Seems to be this missing link between when they started and when they got successful. They leave out all the negative shit and just go from, I started here and here's all the money.
Yeah, it's why I always like talking about hustle. Everyone's like, you know, like people love to like, you know, at conferences I'm at or when they use my name to get traffic for their website, they're like, no, you don't have to do that. You can do it so awesome and I've passive income and all this shit. And so like, you know, like it's fucking very hard. Guys, do you know what the top 1% of earners in America, what the bottom number is of a top 1% earner, like the entry point into the 1%? It's $400,000. If you're sitting here and you make $400,000 or more, you are in the 1% earners in America. Do you know how outrageously successful that is? But some people that don't make $1 million a year are like, oh, I'm not good. Like, it's crazy the way we built up this game. It's crazy. We need to reframe entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship to me is you can't breathe doing anything else. There was no work. Even that last guy, I love that guy because he's giving me a lot of love and he had a great vibe. I love when he said, I've been an entrepreneur since '06. And when he said that, I said in my mind, either you're not an entrepreneur or you were an entrepreneur from the get. It's binary. Entrepreneurship is not a profession. It's what you are, you know?
So the question is then, what do you see happening in the next 1, 2, 3 years down the road? Because right now, the last 7 years, man, it's been up.
Yeah, but look.
What do you see happening though? Because
I don't know. No? Because what you're asking is, when does the economy shift? And that has a lot more to do with those characters on Wall Street or up to shenanigans. Gotcha. And whenever the shit falls out from underneath it, I don't know. But here's what I can tell you. The world has proven to us a whole bunch of times that it goes up and it goes down, right?
Right.
I just don't know the timing. And I think if you're asking with the purpose of, I want to be prepared, I think I live my life that I'm prepared for shit to hit the wall every day. Every day I anticipate that I'm gonna wake up and it's Armageddon.
I love it.
And so I would tell you, if I understand where the energy is coming from, never overextend yourself and hold your breath that shit's gonna still be good for a year, because not me, not anybody's gonna answer that for you. What you need to do is make pretend tomorrow everything is gonna be fucked, and are you able to take that punch in the mouth? It's funny, my favorite scene in every movie is that part where the person gets punched in the mouth and then they like spit their tooth out and then look back at the person. I love that moment because that's who I think I am as an entrepreneur. Like, I want bad. I'll be very honest with you. I hope it comes tomorrow, because the quicker it happens, the quicker all you fake entrepreneurs are gonna get the fuck out of this game. Woo.